Basic intention. Wherever we go and whatever we do depends upon our intention. No matter how powerful our body and speech may be, we shall never be able to do anything if we lack the intention to do it. If our intention is incorrect, we shall naturally perform incorrect actions, which give rise to unpleasant results. But if our intention is correct, the opposite will be true. Because of our incorrect or selfish intention, we perform contaminated actions, which are the main cause of taking contaminated rebirth, our own samsara. Our own samsara, the source of all our suffering and problems, is therefore created by incorrect intention. Our self-cherishing intention wants us to be happy all the time, while neglecting others' happiness. This is the normal intention that we have had since beginningless time, day and night, even during sleep, in life after life. However, until now, we have never fulfilled this wish. This is because, in this cycle of contaminated rebirth, there is no real happiness at all. In Prayer of the Stages of the Path, Geshe says, "Samsara's pleasures are deceptive, give no contentment, only torment." Many people think, if I become rich, have a good position, or find an attractive lover, I will be happy. But when they actually become rich, have a good position, or find an attractive lover, they still do not experience pure happiness. Instead, they experience many new problems, sufferings, and dangers. We can see many examples of this everywhere. When we are eating or drinking with our friends, or going on holiday, we may feel that we are happy. Yet in truth, this happiness is not real happiness, but only a reduction of our previous problems. The experience of pleasure when eating food, for example, is merely a reduction of hunger, not real happiness. If it was real happiness, then eating food would be a real cause of happiness, and it would follow that the more we ate, the happier we would become. But this is impossible. Eating food is actually a real cause of suffering, because there comes a point when the more we eat, the more our suffering increases. This deceptive nature can be recognized in all other worldly pleasures. In Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, the great scholar Shantideva says that we need to attain enlightenment, because in this samsara there is no happiness. There is no real meaning in this cycle of contaminated rebirth. The only meaning of taking a human rebirth is to attain enlightenment by following the path to enlightenment. This path is very simple. All we need to do is to stop our self-cherishing intention and learn to cherish all living beings equally without discrimination. All other spiritual realizations will naturally follow from this. Detailed explanations on how to learn to cherish others and how to recognize, reduce, and abandon self-cherishing can be found in the books Transform Your Life and the New Meditation Handbook. We should continually apply effort in contemplating and meditating on the meaning of these instructions until we gain the deep realization of cherishing all living beings equally. We shall know that we have gained this realization when, out of meditation, we spontaneously feel that each and every living being, even the tiniest insect, is supremely precious, and that their happiness and freedom are most important. With the realization of cherishing love, we then contemplate how all living beings continuously experience the cycle of contaminated rebirth in life after life, again and again experiencing the sufferings of birth, sickness, aging, death, having to part with what they like, having to encounter what they do not like, and failing to satisfy their desires. In this way, we shall develop the superior intention that spontaneously wishes to liberate each and every living being from their samsara, the source of all their suffering. This universal compassion and the wisdom of Mahamudra Tantra are like the two wings of a bird. Through relying upon them, we can fly through the sky of the ultimate truth of all phenomena and quickly reach the supreme ground of enlightenment. Enlightenment is defined as an omniscient wisdom whose nature is the permanent cessation of mistaken appearance, and whose function is to bestow mental peace on all living beings. When we attain enlightenment, we become an enlightened being. In Buddhism, enlightened being and Buddha are synonymous. Buddha means awakened one, and refers to anyone who has awakened from the sleep of ignorance and is completely free from dreamlike samsaric problems and suffering. The sleep of ignorance is the sleep of self-grasping, in which living beings always remain and from which they have never awakened. Through the power of their ignorance, each and every living being, without exception, experiences mistaken appearance. Because of this, they have to experience problems, sufferings, fears and dangers endlessly throughout their life and in life after life. Only Buddhas are free from this. A detailed explanation of self-grasping ignorance and how to abandon it can be found in Part 3, What is Emptiness? The nature of a Buddha is complete purity, and the function of a Buddha is to bestow mental peace on all living beings by bestowing blessings. It is for this purpose alone that Buddhas attain enlightenment. The benefits living beings receive from Buddhas are immeasurable. As it says in Liberating Prayer, Buddha is the source of happiness and goodness for all living beings. Through receiving Buddha's blessings, each and every living being, even an animal or hell being, occasionally experiences mental peace. At that time, because their minds are peaceful and happy, they are happy. Apart from these occasional moments, their minds are pervaded by the darkness of ignorance, and they continually experience various kinds of problems and sufferings in life after life. Buddha's teachings are the only method that can remove the darkness of ignorance from our mind. Through putting them into practice, we can remove the ignorance of self-grasping, and in this way experience permanent liberation from suffering, the permanent inner peace of nirvana. Buddha's teachings are called Dharma. They are the supreme mirror in which we can see the faults of our delusions and the kindness of all mother living beings, so that we can understand what we need to abandon and what we need to practice. They are the supreme medicine with which we can cure our worst sicknesses of anger, attachment, and ignorance, so that eventually we can attain the ultimate goal of human life, enlightenment. To benefit all living beings, Buddhas emanate as various things, both animate and inanimate. There is no place where there are no emanations of Buddha helping living beings, and there is not one person who is not receiving Buddha's blessings. Even those who deny the existence of Buddha receive Buddha's blessings, and because of this, they too occasionally experience mental peace. When their minds are peaceful, they are happy, even if their external conditions are poor. But for as long as their minds are unpeaceful, they will never be happy, even if they have the very best external conditions. Therefore, the happiness of living beings depends upon their inner peace, their peace of mind, which in turn depends upon receiving Buddha's blessings. Many times we may try hard to cultivate a peaceful mind, but due to strong delusions we are unsuccessful, yet occasionally we experience inner peace without making any effort from our side. This is because we have received Buddha's blessings upon our mental continuum. We receive Buddha's blessings only occasionally and not continually, because normally our mind is covered by the thick darkness of ignorance. In his tantric teachings, Buddha listed many enlightened deities or Buddhas, such as Heruka and Hevajra. The name Heruka is Sanskrit. He reveals emptiness, Ru reveals great bliss, and Ka reveals the union of great bliss and emptiness. An enlightened being who is imputed upon the union of great bliss and emptiness is real Heruka, definitive Heruka. The body of definitive Heruka is Buddha's truth body, or Dharmakaya. It has no color or shape, and is all-pervasive. There is no place where definitive Heruka is absent. Heruka, who appears in the form of a blue-colored body with 4 faces and 12 arms, embracing Vajravarahi, is called interpretative Heruka. When Buddha gave the Heruka empowerment, he appeared in the aspect of interpretive Heruka in order to show the basis, path and results of highest Yoga Tantra in a manner visible to others. Buddha's truth body, or Dharmakaya, is his omniscient wisdom, which is the union of great bliss and emptiness. Buddha's truth body is the basis of imputation of Heruka. According to the appearance of ordinary people, Buddha seemed to pass away, but in truth he never passed away, because his main body, the truth body, is deathless. Understanding the nature and function of Buddha, we should deeply rejoice in his preeminent qualities. As mentioned previously, our universal compassion wishes to liberate all living beings from their suffering. The only method to do this is first to attain Buddhahood ourself, because only a Buddha has the power to liberate all living beings from suffering permanently. Contemplating the preeminent qualities of Buddha and remembering our universal compassion, we should make a strong determination to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all living beings. We then meditate continually on this determination with single-pointed concentration until we gain the deep realization that spontaneously wishes to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all living beings. This realization is called bodhicitta. We should maintain this compassionate intention day and night, never allowing ourselves to forget it. Developing correct view, learning to cherish others, recognizing, reducing, and finally abandoning self-cherishing, and developing universal compassion and the precious mind of bodhicitta are all included within the common path explained by Buddha in his sutra teachings. To fulfill quickly the wish of our supreme intention of bodhicitta, Buddha taught the uncommon path of Mahamudra Tantra. This will now be explained. Basic intention. Wherever we go and whatever we do depends upon our intention. No matter how powerful our body and speech may be, we shall never be able to do anything if we lack the intention to do it. If our intention is incorrect, we shall naturally perform incorrect actions,